Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. From what I've tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if I had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice.
My name is Paul Richards.
And I'm Matthew Davis.
And today we are doing a live stream with our special guest, Epiphan. We have David Kirk, the VP of Technical Services. Hi, David.
Hey, how you doing?
Thank you for joining. We have Gary Benton from Broadfield.
Hey, guys.
Thank you, Gary. We've got Chris from Streaming Dudes. How you doing, Chris?
Actually, it's John. I think Chris is going to be jumping on shortly. Thanks for having us here, guys.
Hey, no problem. It looks like we got John Villa. Good to see you, John. Thanks for joining. So we've got a little agenda here I'm going to run through really quickly. And then we've got Patrick Kirby here, who's going to be our drone operator for the day. We're going to be doing live drone footage, which is going to be kind of cool. So we're really excited about it. So we've got a little Christmas video we want to share to spread the holiday cheer, which we're going to show in a second here. And then we're gonna show how we're doing this, how we're pulling it all off. We're very open about how we're doing this, and Epiphan is a huge part of how we do this, how we pull it off. So we're gonna show that off with an iPad that we have here, and we're gonna annotate on it. Then we're gonna give David about 10 minutes here to talk about Epiphan, and then we've got some questions for him. They just produced a brand new video showing off the integration between PTZOptics and the Epiphan Pearl.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that. Then we're going to live stream some drones. That's going to be really fun. If we have time, we'll talk about the latest Streaming Media West magazine that we got. Matt was there, and it was a good show. We're going to fly some live drones, and we're going to fly them over our solar panel array that provides 100% of our power for our organization. And then we're going to let Broadfield talk a little bit about how their dealers and resellers have been working with PTZOptics and Epiphan. They've been doing great for us. We know that. So let's get started. We are going to show a little video of a Christmas video to spread the Christmas cheer. Ta-da! So we just wanted to thank everyone. As you can see, we've got a little burning fireplace behind us here, and we've got the Christmas tree all decked out with gifts, and we just wanted to thank everyone. We want to thank our distributors, we want to thank our resellers, anyone who's ever joined a live stream, anyone who's ever jumped on a video conference call with us and said, hey, I think video conferencing can help my business.
We also want to thank anybody who's even submitted tickets to us with problems that they might have. You've helped push us forward, you've made our products better, and we want you to keep helping us in that way. We really appreciate all the input that everybody has added.
Yep. There's been people who have helped us with our open source control software.
Yeah.
Proper Nerd, I'm talking to you. We've had plenty of people who have contributed to our success, and it's the holidays here. We want to thank you for that. So now that we've gotten that part of it done, Matt, if you could share your iPad, and we're doing something very unique here. We're live streaming a video conference, and that the reason why that's so amazing is now everyone can join this live webinar, and we can interview people. We can wirelessly present, which is what Matt's going to be doing here in a second, and we're going to show how we're pulling all of this off with an extremely old iPad that might take a second to load the page that we need. But just to get started, basically what's happening here, the iPad's dead?
The iPad, all right, after about, I don't even know how many years of use, it looks like our iPad has finally died.
Wow. Okay then, let's, you cannot start screen sharing while the other person is still screen sharing. Get this. I'm not the host. I'll kick you out. I need to somehow just end the share. Wow. Let's. Sorry about this technical glitch here. The number should be. Yikes! That was not good. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we got rid of it. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. We're not going to share that video, that demonstration there. Let's just skip that part of it. I will verbally explain exactly how we do this, and it's available on our website at PTZOptics.com and live.PTZOptics.com. Basically, what we're doing is a regular video conference call. We've got a pan tilt zoom USB camera we have control over, which is our PTZOptics 12x USB. It's plugged into a computer, and then we have a USB speakerphone connected to it. We're taking that entire computer's output and we're bringing it in to a live production software called Wirecast. Wirecast or vMix, either one will work. And we take that in, and now we've got all of our live streaming capabilities. So that's how we're adding overlays, having green screen backgrounds, how we're streaming the YouTube live, and having everything streamed and recorded simultaneously. So that's all available on our website. We wanted to show it off today when our iPad just died. So
it was a good excuse to update it finally.
It's a good excuse to buy a new one. It's the holidays. We probably should. So yeah, really quickly wanted to talk about drone safety because we will be flying drones today. Drones do require, you need to register your drone with the state that you are in. That will be effective 2016, so we're kind of sneaking under the radar here. Good thing we're getting this done now. Also, you want to be as safe as possible. So when you're live streaming with drones, you want to have one person doing the live streaming and a separate person doing the drone operation. You do not want to be multitasking when you're operating a drone, okay? That's very important. The other thing is obviously safety at all times. If you're in public spaces, you need to have a pilot license to operate one of these.
That's correct.
So, you know, that will be the law starting in 2016 again. So if you're making money off of the drone flight, you need to have a pilot license. Another thing that we're going to talk about, it's finally getting cold. Thank goodness, actually. I was a little worried there.
Exactly.
It was really, really warm. I was worried winter got canceled. But basically, it's finally getting cold here. And when you're operating a drone in cold weather, you need to realize that your battery will drain faster.
Yep.
And, you know, your drone could literally just drop out of the sky because it's out of battery. So keep that in mind. It's a very cold day today. It's like in the 40s, maybe 50s.
Yeah.
And we have kept that in mind. So we're gonna land the drone at around 30 to 20% battery power left. We're not going to fly all the way to the max. So with that being said, we've covered everything. We're going to flip this over to David Kirk. David, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about Epiphan, and thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Paul. So my name is Dave Kirk. I'm the VP of Product Marketing here at Epiphan. And for those of you who don't know Epiphan, we're really in the capture, recording, and streaming space. So we started out, the company's been in business about 13 years. Started it out with small little capture modules, and the first one we ever had was called VGA to USB. And it just grabs a VGA signal, brings it into a computer via USB, and allows you to do whatever you want with that signal, including recording, streaming, doing video analytics. And since then, we've developed a whole bunch of these different grabber modules. The latest ones we have is our AVIO line of grabbers. And these are handy little guys that are totally driverless. You just plug in your source, plug it into your computer, and you're up and running with whatever application you want. So these are kind of our simplest, easiest products, and I think they're the ones that Paul's using here today to get the conferencing image out of the computer and into his vMix or his Wirecast. So these are cool little modules, and we sell a lot of these. As I said, the AVIO is our latest one. We got one for SDI and we got one for HDMI. So regardless of whether it's a camera or a mixer board or whatever it is you're trying to connect up, we've got a flavor that will do the job. And for those who want something that's a little bit more integrated, where you don't want separate grabbers plus a PC plus some software all loaded on there, we do have a box we call Pearl, which kind of integrates all that stuff together. So it is, you can think of it as your laptop plus your streaming and recording software plus a few of these grabbers, all kind of integrated into one handy little portable box that you can take for a live event production. And we're not using it here today in this one, but I know our buddies there at PTZOptics used it in the past, and they've connected up drones to that one as well and done flights with that. So it's a great little live production box, very, very economical, very portable. And those two products really define what Epiphan is. Those are the big markets that we're in. And then if you come to our website, you'll see all kinds of variants on these products, different grabbers, a big brother to Pearl, a little brother to Pearl in terms of the number of ports you want, all that sort of stuff. But these two products are really kind of our mainstream products that most people are familiar with. So that's kind of the overview. Hopefully that gives you an idea. We've been working with PTZOptics for a while. We love their cameras, and we recommend them to our customers. They connect in very easily. They work great, and we have a lot of customers using them in conjunction with Pearl to do all of their recordings. And it's been a great little partnership.
Great, thank you. And if I could just quickly ask our participants to mute themselves unless they're ready to present, that would be great. We're getting a little bit of feedback there. So thank you for that. We're going to show a quick video that Epiphan just created. Oh, Matt, yeah, quickly show that off. This is the Epiphan Pearl in its case that it comes with. So we take this out on shows with us all the time. It comes with this case for free, and it's just super easy to get started with this. Yeah, John, I think I need you to mute yourself if that's at all possible. And that is the Epiphan Pearl. We'll definitely be talking more about that. We're going to show a video about how Epiphan Pearl and PTZOptics integrate. So stay tuned, and we're going to show that now.
Today, we're going to show you how to capture your event using PTZOptics cameras and using Epiphan Pearl to record and stream to your viewers. Live streaming is so powerful because it allows us to share our videos around the world so viewers can watch it however or whenever they choose. In our case, we have a presentation being given by Professor Harrison. We're going to use our PTZ cameras to get multiple angles of the presentation. We'll do live switching on Pearl, and then we can record and stream a really polished production. These PTZOptics cameras are really amazing. They're very simple to use, and their video quality is outstanding. They can be used simply as high-quality HD cameras. However, the real genius is that they can be used to pan and zoom to a new position automatically. Using the remote, we can tell the cameras to go to any of our saved presets. In this case, we have 2 presets on each camera. Then, during the production, we can switch between these views, and it's like we have a 4-camera setup instead of only 2. Now we've got our cameras the way we want them. Let's set up our Pearl to do the live production. Pearl captures up to 4 HD video sources. It has 2 SDI, 2 HDMI, and 2 VGA inputs. We're going to connect both cameras into Pearl using the SDI ports, but we could also connect through HDMI. Right away, we can see on Pearl's touchscreen, both cameras are being captured. Great! Now what we want to do is set up these 2 cameras for live switching. Using your computer, you can access Pearl's admin panel, where you can easily set up the layouts you want for switching. This is going to allow you to make a very professional presentation. Now we're going to set up a few other layouts to make this a really dynamic production. Within Pearl's admin panel, we can make layouts with custom backgrounds, text overlays, and cropped or resized video sources. Now Pearl is set up and ready to go. We've tested all our audio and video feeds, and everything is looking great. We already configured Pearl to stream to a YouTube live event, which only takes a minute to set up. Professor Harrison's presentation is now live on YouTube. It's also being recorded to Pearl's 1 terabyte hard drive. We're doing our live switching right from Pearl's touchscreen, and our PTZOptics cameras are working their magic, giving us exceptional video quality. Together, Epiphan Pearl combined with PTZOptics cameras make a perfect mobile production setup for live events, lectures, and sporting events.
All right, we're back. Hopefully that was a cool video showing off how PTZOptics and Epiphan Pearl work together. And David, we got a couple questions for you. Starting off, if you want to pin David's video so he's large, we wanted to ask you on how your products relate, or let's say how your products relative to your competition, such as the TriCaster versus the Pearl. You know, where are the differences here? You know, NewTek TriCaster is the leader in the broadcast industry, and then here comes this Epiphan Pearl. You know, why'd you create it knowing that there was competition out there? How is it different?
Yeah, good question. We started with Pearl because we wanted to create something that was much simpler than a TriCaster. So we felt that, you know, the interface to the TriCaster is great, does tons of things, including, you know, lower thirds and keying and all kinds of great stuff. But for a lot of the simpler productions, people are a little bit intimidated by that interface, and they just want something really simple they can set up quickly and super reliably without a whole lot of training and a whole lot of kind of setup time. And so that was really the idea behind Pearl, was to create something super simple that wasn't too cluttered with all kinds of features, but had kind of the core features that people really need for every production. And so we've seen customers that own both products, actually, and when they have a really big production that they've got lots of staff and they can man all the, you know, get the lower thirds going and do a really big show, they use a TriCaster, and it's perfect for that. But there are lots of smaller shows that they do where they just don't need all that production power, and they don't have that trained personnel. And so the Pearl is something they can just put in someone's hands really quickly, show them in 15, 20 seconds, here's how you use it, and then off they go and run with it. It's a little bit more portable, and it's certainly a whole lot easier to use. And that's really the target market that we're trying to aim for, is when you don't really need a TriCaster, and that's kind of a bit of a heavy tool, the Pearl's meant to fit that bill.
That makes a lot of sense. And I actually have never owned a NewTek TriCaster because they're just out of the reach of most budgets. You know, we can't afford to buy a TriCaster. Even with the TriCaster Mini, you know, it's still a pricey item. Whereas the Epiphan Pearl with its touchscreen and all the inputs and outputs that it has, it's almost like a smaller version of the TriCasters, but it's much easier to use. In certain regards, and I mean, they are very different products.
Now, on that note, one of the other things that we've been excited as a new product that you guys have launched recently is your AV.io line. How do you really see this fitting against some of the competition that's out there at the moment?
AV.io is it's our new one, right? So it's the driverless UBC, and there's a few of them out there in the market. One of the key differentiators for us is the robustness and the durability. I mean, at this point in time, everyone's got pretty good picture quality, right? I would say ours is very, very good, exceptional quality, but also durability and very, very great ease of use. So the genesis for this product, similar to Pearl, it's meant to be truly plug and play, right? So you don't have to read anything, you don't have to know anything. If you have a source, whether it's an iPad, a computer, a camera, whatever, you just plug it in one end, plug it into your computer, and it should just work right out of the box. And what we've been getting back from feedback in users is exactly that it just works. And so we brought out a newer version of that, which is the SDI version, and that we're getting the same kind of reaction to that. Is the product is great, it's durable, it's relatively inexpensive, and it just works right out of the box. And so that's really the user experience that we were trying to bring. For years, frame grabbers or video grabbers have been a little bit finicky, a little bit touchy, and people set them up and they don't want to move them or touch them. These are really meant to be carried around in your camera case or wherever and just connected to anything that you see, kind of thing. And the idea is you just take it with you with your source and plug it into whatever you want, and you're off and running right away.
Yeah.
So it's been a great little product for us.
And it's interesting. We've actually used some of your products to actually bring a drone into a TriCaster.
Yep.
So I mean,
Yeah.
even if someone's using a TriCaster, you still should be looking at Epiphan for the frame grabber products.
Yep.
We've used them to bring in different features. So we wanted to ask you what makes the AVIO different from the existing frame grabbers that you already offered. As you know, we've used a lot of your DVI to USB 3s. What's the difference there?
Yeah, so I would say, from a very high level, the main difference is that these are UVC-based ones, so they don't require drivers, and they're a lot more automatic in their operation. So the idea is when you plug something in, if it needs scaling, the AVIO will just do that automatically. It doesn't need any input from the user to figure that out, or it doesn't ask you anything. It just, your application will ask for a particular resolution. We provide that on one side, and then whatever source you plug in, we'll adapt that signal to that resolution. Similarly with the audio, we'll resample audio if it needs to be resampled to be in the format that the application needs without any intervention from the user. So the AVIO line is meant to be, real plug and play. You don't need super level of control over everything. We do all the color space conversion, all of that for you. Whereas our signature grabbers that we call them, those ones require our Epiphan drivers. But the advantage of those ones is for if you have specialty needs, like maybe you're doing forensic evidence capture, and you can't even tolerate a color space conversion from what you're grabbing to what the real source is. Those grabbers give that ultimate control to say, I need exactly RGB24, don't touch a single pixel, don't map anything, don't scale it, don't do anything. We can do that with our other grabbers. With our drivers, it gives you that level of control. Whereas the AVIO is a lot more, 95% of the applications, they're happy just to plug it in, get it scaled and resampled, and off you go. And really, that's the main difference between the two of them. So they're both still valuable products for the right user.
Gotcha. Great. Well, I got one more question I want to fire off to you, and then we'll do a little recap of Streaming Media West. What's the most unique situation that you've had the frame grabbers used in? Because it seems like a product that could fit any market, any vertical.
Yeah, we sell it into a lot of verticals, whether it's healthcare, education, industrial. There's been a lot of, one of the coolest ones was we had guys who were developing landing software for a helicopter. And the whole idea was they needed to be able to land this helicopter on a ship at night. And so they're using infrared cameras on the bottom of the helicopter, and they're bringing those signals into an onboard computer that was then running their landing software. So it was aiding the pilot in landing the helicopter in the middle of the night with these infrared cameras and targets. And so we see lots of cool applications like that. And then, of course, we've seen people using it, as we're going to do today, with drones and all kinds of cool stuff. So we get a pretty wide variety, everything from medical guys doing ultrasound to landing helicopters to doing drones. It's pretty broad.
Hi, Bruce, by the way. Thank you for joining. Bruce is one of our dealers up in Canada. In fact, David, where are you calling from today?
I'm calling from Ottawa, Canada.
Awesome. Yeah, you're calling from Ottawa, and we're here in Philadelphia. We've got Broadfield from New York, and it's really a testament to what you can do with live streaming today and video conferencing. So let's do a really quick recap of Streaming Media West. Matt, you were there. I'm going to zoom into the magazine and show a couple. We wanted to use a document camera, but I ran out of USB ports. So here is the latest Streaming Media West video magazine, and as you can see, it's companies crushing it in online video, streaming the 100 top, and of course, Epiphan was in there. Let me see if I can find you guys. And Matt, tell us a little bit about Streaming Media West and what you thought.
Yeah, so let's zoom out a little bit here. So Streaming Media West was a really, really great spot for us to be. Obviously we had a lot of people that we work with that were there, and finally got to interact with them face to face. We're able to introduce the camera line, as a lot of people weren't overly familiar with the PTZOptics line. And really, I think what kind of caught their attention more than anything was the quality and affordable nature of the cameras that we bring to the scene. Everybody seemed absolutely thrilled with the options that we are able to present with them. And overall, I thought that the whole conference was really informative. I got to learn a lot, and as a result, also people got to learn a lot from me. It was really what you hope a conference is going to be, kind of like they used to be a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a really small conference. Huh?
Yeah, it was, but it was very comfortable. It made it a really enjoyable experience. You actually got to interact with everyone that was there, which was really nice.
I understand you were able to meet with the CEO of Epiphan, who is Mike Sandler.
Yes, yeah, he very great guy. As you guys probably can tell, we're definitely fond of Epiphan and everything that they do. We think a lot of the choices they've made in the market have really helped push everything forward, and it's probably known in no small part to Mike's efforts there.
Yeah, so I don't know. We can see here, Epiphan's AVI.io grabber was featured here. This is the and this actually shows off how good our cameras are too. You can practically read that, but that's the AV.io, and then they did a full page spread on the Epiphan Pearl. So if you're interested in that, we didn't get to fully go over everything today. The Epiphan Pearl is fully go through that. Now we did show a nice video on it actually, and then at the very end of the very last couple pages, there is a on Mike Sandler there, the CEO of Epiphan. They did a little piece on him, which is great. Look how well that focuses. It just shows how good the cameras are.
Yeah.
So let's let it be. So that's that. We are going to start flying some live drones. Hint, hint. Our live drone people.
I might need to go tell our drone operator.
Let's see if they get the hint. Let's see if they start flying.
Well,
So
I'm
here, guys.
You're here? Okay, great. Pat, we also should have a live video on you too, right?
Possibly not.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Aren't we going to have a live video feed on you? Isn't that what Jonathan was going to do?
We'll just keep moving.
It's okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That was one of our ideas. But hey, light it up, Pat. Launch the drone. Launch the drone. So, guys, just so you know what's going on here, this is a DJI Phantom 3, which is probably the most popular drone in the market.
Yeah, I would agree.
Oh, there he goes. So he's flying up in the sky now. One of the options we have enabled here is we have top to bottom. We've got the statistics. So I don't know if we can make that little bottom bar go away, Matt, or not. But what it will show is it will show the battery life in the top right. On the bottom, we should be able to see like the height of the drone, and that's an option that you could have on or off. So if you were doing a live broadcast of a live show or something like that, you might not want to have the statistics on there. You might just want to see the live HD video. I'm not going to lie, Pat is not an expert at this stuff. He's just a regular guy. So he probably isn't doing all the perfect settings for opening and closing of the iris and everything. It's set on automatic. So but this just gives you an idea. What we're doing is we're taking the HD video feed from the drone, and it's coming back to his wireless receiver. And in a second here, I'll probably show you where he is. But he's got the wireless receiver that's plugged into HDMI, which is plugged into an AV.io, which is plugged into his laptop, and voila, he is now video conferencing with the drone. So,
and I'm out there in the foyer.
Yeah, can you show us where you are, Pat?
Unfortunately, I'm down here in the foyer.
And you know what? I'll go do the HD video of Pat. I'll just join this conference with my phone, and then I wanted to show off. I'll do like a little HD video of Pat, so you guys can see what he's doing. So join. All I have to do is, this is so easy. All I have to do is join the meeting, which is 128. Oh, Matt, I lost it when you have to hover over the exit full screen button.
Yeah.
Search 128.
Yeah, I'm just out here, guys. I'm on the wireless network, unfortunately.
Oh, you didn't hardwire. That's why. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I helped you hardwire last time. That is why we're not seeing.
It's kind of cloudy. Unfortunately, it's not as you can see, it's not the nicest day here in Downingtown.
It looks that's when you're looking that way, it looks pretty good there, Pat.
All right, so Matt, you're gonna pin my video so I can show.
Yeah, as soon as you pop up.
We might have to actually.
So here's Pat operating the drone from our little vestibule area. And again, here's go ahead.
So that's his iPhone. We're actually using the Epiphan SDI USB 3. Here's our awesome installer. Okay.
And
we are 100% green here at PTZOptics, so this puppy powers all our needs. Let's go see if anyone's out back. So here's the DJI Phantom remote controller here. Got two antennas on top, which are going out and reaching the drone itself. The video quality would be much better if Pat were only to think about hardwiring this computer, which we forgot to do. Here's HDMI coming out here. It's an HDMI mini. We're taking that in and converting it to SDI and using it.
Let's take a peek at this footage again. As that is kind of. There we go.
Yeah, just give you a quick tour around our company.
Seriously. Yes, you did.
Oh, fuck, I did that before. All right, let's just go back to, just launch another meeting. Just launch it again.
Shit. Join your own meeting. Yeah.
Don't watch these, because this is what everyone else is going to come back to as we do this.
I had a funny feeling.
I did it with my phone by accident. Sorry, everybody. I ended the meeting with my freaking phone, which I've done before. My apologies. So that is, guys, my apologies. I ended the meeting with my cell phone, as you can imagine. I really apologize there. So now we're back. Apologize for ending the meeting with my cell phone. Because I am the host of the meeting, when I join the meeting with my cell phone, if I end the meeting with my cell phone, it ends it for everyone. So I apologize.
We need to get you a Paul cell phone user account here.
So let's just keep things rolling. There was a little issue there. We've got a really cool video we want to show off, which is a really cool video. This is something that David Kirk wanted us to show. This is the Foo Fighters actually playing. What is it? What's the Rockin', or what's the song called?
Forget off the top of my head, but essentially what you're gonna.
Learning to Fly. Yeah. So this is Foo Fighters playing Learning to Fly, and we wanted to do this because, as you can see, there's tons of drone footage in this webinar or in this video. So it's a good practical example of someone using it for a live performance. So everyone who's watching the live stream can see the Foo Fighters and see and hear. Oh, actually, no, you can't hear it yet. Let me turn that on.
Should I land?
No. Keep doing what you're doing. Your internet connection is really bad, so just remember next time you do this to hardwire your computer.
And I couldn't find
it does look kind of cool because basically the way you're the guy. You're the guy.
Thank you very much for flying the drone there. You want to land it?
Next time we will remind Pat to hardwire his connection. Obviously, he didn't read our bandwidth optimization tips that we have published, which always, the #1 rule is to hardwire your connection to your computer. It's the first thing on our network bandwidth tip. Okay? Here's the first rule. If you're using 3G, get on Wi-Fi. If you're on Wi-Fi, get on the Wi-Fi. Pat, read that tip. Okay, so anyway, let's go back to, so that is that. We'll turn that off. Cool little video. Now we have time for a little bit of time to talk to Gary from Broadfield. So if you want to go ahead and pin his video.
Yeah.
Gary, you're a representative for both PTZOptics and Epiphan Video. What are your thoughts on this? Are you seeing what we're seeing here? What do you think?
We definitely are. You know, we carry the whole gamut of products. So we carry Epiphan, we carry the new tech TriCaster, like we talked about earlier. We carry the PTZOptics. We love your cameras because they're a natural addition to go with the TriCaster. You had asked Dave earlier, what's one of the main differences between a Pearl and a TriCaster? I think the biggest difference is a TriCaster requires an operator. Someone's got to be trained in operating the system. We consider the Pearl as set and forget it. Marry the Pearl with one of your PTZOptics cameras, and you can be a professor recording your lecture, and you can have your PowerPoint integrated into it at the same time, which is one of the weaknesses of streaming is usually the PowerPoint becomes so small. But with the Epiphan Pearl, I can set up the PowerPoint to be dominating the screen, and then I can have in the corner of the screen, you know, my own headshot of me talking, so we can both be on there. The Pearl will record it so that we can then do post-editing or whatever we want to do later. And it'll also stream it live. So it's a very powerful product. And for us, the savings is in the labor. When you put a Pearl together with a PTZOptics, all and what looks like $7,000 in expense, get that up in a few broadcasts or in a few lectures. So we're very excited about that product. You also talked about the AVIO versus the competition. Since I sell everything in the industry, I'll be a little bit more hardcore of what the real answer is the AVIO, the Epiphan products are built like tanks. They're built to almost industrial, military, medical grade. The other products out there that are frame grabbers, quite frankly, aren't. In fact, some of the jokes in the industry is you got to buy two because you always have to back up because one of them's going to overheat or lose signal or break down in the middle of your production. That doesn't happen with these Epiphan products. They are rock solid beyond belief. You put it in your bag, you bring it with you, HDMI, SDI, whatever you're going with, it comes right in. And it's perfect every time for the entire broadcast. You don't have to worry about stopping in 15 minutes because it overheated or anything. They just work, and they are the most solid products in the industry. If you're going to try to do this live and do this to make money, your stream breaks up. People are like, what's going on? You look amateur. You need your stream to be there the whole time, and that's what the AVIO delivers beyond anything else.
It does get hot. I'll give you that. This thing is burning up right now, but it still works.
And then you asked them a cool application for AVIO, and I'll give you one, and that is we work together with Epiphan and Telestream, the people who make Wirecast. We put together a bundle that's 2 AVIOs and a Wirecast. We had the folks at Streaming Media actually do a hands-on tutorial about how to set it up, how to use it, how to do the whole thing. Well, we loved it so much that became their go-to solution for Streaming Media West. So when they did a presentation for training of a video or showing a new product or for a lecture series with people on the stage, they had a laptop with 2 AVIOs plugged into it and Wirecast running all the streaming. So when the people who are like the authorities in the industry, Streaming Media says, we're going to use this solution for our own use, it really tells you it's at a different level. It's just better than what a lot of products are out there. And I think that's one of the things we need to remember on this whole thing. That's why we're so happy to be selling PTZOptics too, because when it comes to what we're delivering, price value for the customer, reliability, that's what we're looking to put together. Products that we know that when our customers buy them or the end users use them, they're not going to have to worry about reliability issues because unlike post-production where you can fix it in post or do it again, when you're doing a live event, you only get one shot of it. If you're videotaping a surgery, you don't say, oops, the live stream broke, let's cut his appendix out again. You know, a live ball game and you blow the sporting event, they don't say, oh, stop, let's redo it again. Although we will remember the World Series that we had to watch, I think it was the Mexican or the Latin American feed in the U.S. because the stream actually broke down during the game. But it points out how important reliability, you talked about making sure you have the right bandwidth before. Testing. You got to do live run-throughs. You got to practice. Your 10th live production will look a lot better than your first. You got to get your setup. You got to get your workflow down cold. Then once you know what you're doing, you've got the stuff in. Then you can really jazz it up and start adding some fancy glowing thirds or how you have the Christmas party going on behind you guys with Santa Claus. But the most important thing at first is just to make sure that the content, what you're trying to share with your audience, is shared and shared reliably. And with that, you need to make sure you've got the right tools in the field when you're out there, because there's no going back if you messed up and bought the cheap version that doesn't really work or overheat. So I can't stress enough how much the Epiphan products work great. Your cameras are incredibly reliable. This is a fun thing to do. We're all learning how to do it. It's the first one we've been on. Hopefully it'll be the first of many. But we're excited. And what Broadfield Distributing is we're distributors. We're looking for dealers. We want people who see that they can resell these products into, sorry about that, we're in a conference room. We can resell these products into, whatever vertical they're in, because live video and video streaming is everywhere. Video content is, no matter what you do for a living, there are people doing video with it. If you're selling real estate, there are people walking through houses or flying drones over the houses they're selling. If you're doing educational stuff, there's a video component to almost every lesson for kids. They're flipping classrooms, they're having the kids watch the video at home, and then during the day, the teacher helps them with the lesson. When you go to sporting events, that's always been something that live streaming is there. But what a lot of people don't realize is high schools can stream games now. Athletic organizations, your local basketball league, maybe they don't want to stream every game, but maybe there's an all-star game or a championship game where some people would watch. Then the other thing is, there's always an educational. There's plays, there's corporate grand event, your first time openings of a new car dealership. Well, that guy's not going to be able to buy local TV space, in this day and age. We can certainly do a half-hour live stream from the whole area to build some excitement. You never know when someone's going to fall down, drop a pie on their face, or do something that goes viral. And all of a sudden, your simple little video becomes something seen by 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, or a million people. People pretend there's a formula for that, but there isn't. A lot of it is just you made a video and you got lucky and it got out there. But video is so important now to tell a story that, if the picture said 1,000 words, then a video is like 1 million pictures. And people take video clips from 6 seconds to minutes. The attention span of people's gotten a little shorter, so you can't go very long. But the world's native video learners, if you see kids who are 6, 10, 12, 14 years old, they're watching video on a device constantly. How much attention they're paying on it, I don't know. So it's important that your content grabs people. That's why what you guys do with the Wirecast on the live feed on YouTube is really cool, because you're adding those extra things like the lower thirds, the animations, the graphics, the stuff that someone catches someone's eye and makes them pay attention, listen a little longer, so that you get the chance for that content to finally sink in, that people focus on it, because we're all channel flippers, It's hard to get your space on it, but the tools are out there and it's very affordable. We're really excited to be in this industry, to be leaders in the industry, working with people like you guys at PTZOptics, Epiphan folks, New Tech TriCasters. We work with Teradek, sells these on-camera encoders called the videos. They also have other devices that you can put on camera to connect wirelessly, but still with reliability through bonded cellular. So it's not a single cell signal. It might be 3 or 4 bonded together, kind of like bitstream, so you can have higher quality video. This is all coming together very quickly, and it's not so easy as 1, 2, 3. We all know there's a little bit of secret sauce and some practice that it takes, but it's easier than it ever was before. And if you take the time to set up your workflow, that's just what you repeat for each show. So as long as you know your tools, the devices that you're using to create the program are rock solid and stable, you're just going to get better and more polished as the talent portion of it, whether you're the director, the producer, or the on-camera talent. So it's an exciting industry. We're excited to participate in these webinars, and I think I took enough of everyone's time. So
yeah, no, thanks, Gary. And one of the things that you mentioned was reliability, and one of the reasons that we use Zoom video conferencing for this is that we can have up to 50 people join this call, and all of those 50 people can give us HD video feeds, okay? So think about a TriCaster. Okay, you've got eight video inputs. They're all hardwired, and that's great, because then you don't have to worry about networking and bandwidth. But let's say you are trying to do something different, something creative, bring in people from all over the world. We can do with Wirecast and Zoom, we've got access to 50 HD video inputs that we can switch from whenever we want. Okay, if you had a green screen in the background, I could make you your own custom green screen.
I tried, couldn't get it going.
There's a ton of things that you can do, and I can't say how much we love Zoom, because we're giving it away for free with every camera, because it's reliable, it's easy to use, and it immediately allows us to have these interactive live streams like you've probably never seen before. I mean, this is very new stuff.
Yeah, Zoom allows you to bring in things that you never really thought of, whether it's for a presentation or a meeting. Either way, it's allowing you to bring content that was never there before.
I mean, from drones to iPads to anything, especially with the AV.IOs and the SDIs, AV.IO to SDI. I mean, all of these products are basically all coming into USB. You got a nice laptop. I mean, this whole thing that I'm doing is on a mediocre Dell laptop, okay? This is not an Asus or an MSI $2,000, $3,000 laptop. This is like a regular laptop that my boss gave me thinking I was going to do word processing, okay? I've turned it into a live streaming system for free with YouTube Live. You know, it's pretty amazing what you can do nowadays. So with that being said, we've covered our entire agenda. We had a couple issues. You know, the iPad died on us. I closed the meeting for about 30 seconds. Things do happen. And sometimes we have a really smooth webinar where nothing happens. Okay, a couple things happened this time. I'll admit it. But I think overall it was a pretty good stream. It's been just about 45 minutes. We like to keep these short, sweet, full of information, so we're not going to go over an hour. But now is the chance for anyone on the video conference to ask us anything you'd like. So if you have any questions, please, you know, ask David a question. In fact, Jim, if you want to, or Gary, you guys can share your screen. If you want to show something, anyone can share their screen. It's an open last 5-10 minutes where we can all just share, ask questions, do whatever we want. All right, so it looks like Jim is sharing his screen here.
Nice.
Nice. I don't think Jim has a microphone, so I'll just help him out here. Unless, Gary, do you want to help him out here?
Yeah, I was going to jump in. This is an area that we set up that you can go to. It's if you follow the URL where you can sign up to get more information about the products. If you're an end user, we'll put you in touch with a dealer. If you're a dealer looking to resell the products, we're here to help you and get you set up. We can get you signed up for all the products that we use. PTZOptics, Epiphan, Wirecast, TriCaster, those products we can get you set up for. And if you're an end user, we can help guide you through and get you to a dealer who'll walk you through all the steps you need on how to set up and get yourself going streaming. So we're here to help you, to assist you, to the end users who are watching this on YouTube, and just go to the page you see there, and we'll get you set up.
Great. Yeah, that's awesome. You know, we're going to be, you know, every week we get more people joining these webinars. It's surprising. You know, it used to be, you know, a couple people here and there. And now we're getting steady streams of people. So, you know, if we all team up together and make this a really great experience, I think that everyone can learn from coming together, sharing our ideas, sharing the different partners and products that we offer. PTZOptics is, we're making a huge push in 2016 to integrate with everyone. Okay, we've got new tech integration videos. We've got Blackmagic integration videos. We have Epiphan integration videos. We have vMix, Wirecast. The list actually goes on.
It's long at this
Gary,
point.
you mentioned one called the Teradeks. Maybe we can work together on some of that in 2016.
Yeah, for sure.
And we want to continually build out our integrations. But I'll say that Epiphan really is probably the strongest one we have today.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Without a doubt. And thank you so much for coming, David.
Oh, no problem. It was great to be here. Do we have any questions from one of the guys yet?
There's a couple questions.
Yeah, I have a question if I can.
Yeah, please.
Okay, this is John V. in North Carolina, and I've got a very good signal here. And what I really wanted to see was the quality of your camera and what's coming down here on a full HD screen. Obviously, the computer is hardwired. It's just terrific.
Actually,
I wonder if you could go back and put yourself on center line here, and then sort of let us see how the camera does for follow focus and that sort of thing, moving back and forward. Presumably, if we buy this camera, we're not going to have a union qualified camera operator.
do you want us to set a couple presets?
And I don't know if this thing has follow focus or just what.
Okay. So one of the cool things about Zoom is that anyone here in the audience can right-click any of the video feeds and spotlight it. Okay, so that's one of the cool things about having this live stream is that not only now to YouTube live viewers, they're seeing what we send them, but for everyone in this video call, you can decide whether you want to see everybody in gallery view. You can decide to use speaker view, which would be whoever's speaking, or you can just spotlight someone's video that you're interested in looking at. So that's completely on your end, what you see, which is one of the great things about Zoom. So Matt, let's go ahead and I guess now once we zoom out, the green
You might
screen
want to turn
effect.
off the green screen thing just.
So just turn it off. Well, yeah, I guess you're right.
Just for the moment.
Yeah.
So we're gonna let the.
Okay, so the green screen we're gonna turn off.
The secret's coming out here.
Ah,
oh my
a green
goodness,
screen.
it's green.
No.
So we're zooming out.
Okay.
Here we go.
And maybe set a preset or two.
Okay. So we'll zoom in on our little Crestron panel over here.
Yep, that's a good one.
And this thing has some sort of autofocus in it, is that correct?
Yes. You can do either auto or manual with it. So let's zoom in.
Okay,
let it sit on that chair. Let's see if it gives me a good picture of the stitching. It does right there at the base of the chair.
Hit the set button.
It's stitching over here.
So now you can see in the top left, you can see it says set 1 OK.
Right.
So there's an on-screen display just letting you know, okay, we've set a preset there. So now Matt's going to zoom out. And
over.
Try like zooming in like right on the PTZOptics logo of like my shirt maybe. Because you should be able to see the stitching of my shirt too.
Almost need a crosshair.
There we go. Can you go in it?
I can go in a little more.
Sorry, I got a little dust. There we go. Set 2.
All right, and we'll do one more just for fun here.
And what is the level you're setting this out at? 720 or 1080 or what's the?
This is 720 right now.
720.
We've had issues streaming in 1080 with, like I said, this is like a laptop computer. It's not a beast of a 32 gigabyte, dual RAID, live streaming computer that I wish I could have.
I'm going to jump in here a little bit. We recommend all streams be done at 720p.
Right.
Well, 1080 is higher resolution. The truth of the matter is 720p ensures better viewability on your audience's end. You get the same great video quality. ESPN still shoots most sports in 720p. And P is always better than 1080i. And when you get to 1080p, you just get the bandwidth problems, not even necessarily for you, but potentially for your audience, your customers. So 720p is our recommendation until the world gets bigger.
Gary, we're going to try to start going 1080 in next year. We're building a computer that's going to be the size of like New York City. I'm just kidding. We're going to have a big old computer, and because YouTube Live does adaptive bitrate streaming, if you send it 1080 and someone's got low bandwidth, it'll actually readapt that stream and send it out like 320 by 1 whatever. So it'll adapt it for you, and it's free. Crazy, right? So we're going to start trying to do 1080 next year, but you're totally right. I've tried 1080. It turns into a mess.
So do you want to call some
let me come back to that if I can. The community where I live is in the process of having Google and AT&T installing the next generation of stuff, and they're both fighting to get market share. So I could see very, very soon where we may actually be in a situation that people are saying, how come you're not streaming in 1080? How come you're not streaming in 4K? And
now the 4K part of it, oh gosh.
So that is clearly not the gear you're talking about, but nonetheless, in Cary, North Carolina, high-tech area, we're on the cutting edge for Google to come in and do this. We want something that's going to have the potential to at least get a very high-quality signal out of the box.
If you can stream it out reliably, and you have a service like YouTube Live that will do the adaptive bitrate streaming for you, you should be fine. And I noticed, Epiphan, you guys do a lot of 1080 stuff.
Yeah, we do. We've got a pretty good pipe coming out of our office here. But what we see is most of our customers are doing their streaming at 720. So Gary's right on. It's kind of the baseline that you can count on. When you start pushing to 1080, you just have to be that much more careful about your bandwidth, and if there's not live transcoding going on, your customer's bandwidth. So we have a pretty good pipe in our Ottawa office here, so we do a lot of 1080 out, but you need to have a really solid pipe to be able to do that. And so 720 is definitely where we see most of our customers streaming right now. And most of them, they're looking at 1080, but they're not doing it yet, and it's mainly a bandwidth issue.
Is there a chance I could get to see some 1080?
We have 1080 footage on our test footage website. We do have 1080p footage there. So we have taken 1080p footage with the cameras, and it's available on our website. And then one other thing I wanted to mention, we got a tip last week, which I thought was just genius, is when you're setting up a live stream with, let's say, vMix or Wirecast, you need to upfront say, this is going to be a 720p stream, and do everything in 720. Your camera feeds, your overlays, your other video files that you're doing, all 720. Don't try to mix in a 1080p with a 720p stream, because then you're doing upscaling and downscaling, and your processing power will go out the window. So that was a really good tip I learned, because when I first started, I was throwing in 1080s here and 720s there and 480s here, and my computer was flipping out trying to upscale and downscale everything. So one of the greatest tips I learned from Tom Sinclair at Eastern Shore Broadcast, stick with one resolution and go with it all the way. And I think Gary and David are right on. Just do 720. You're going to have a great experience. You're not going to have much bandwidth issues. You're not going to have any processor issues. And then test with 1080. If you can do it, you got Google Fiber. I mean, that day is coming soon. It'll be here when 5G comes out. Sure, 4K.
Yeah.
Let's do it. We got a question from Bruce. He's asking if PTZOptics is making control cables. Yes, we are. So on our price list now, we have 3 different types of cables. We have 25-foot, 50-foot, 75-foot, and 100-foot RS-232 cables that come in 2 options. You can get DB9 to mini DIN, 8-pin mini DIN. That's for the joystick controller. Not sure if we have one of those around there somewhere, and then we have what we're calling our cascade cables, and that's 8-pin mini DIN to 8-pin mini DIN. So that's for your 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th cameras that you're daisy chaining between each other. Then we also have those same cable lengths in plenum rated HDSDI cabling. Chats. Yes, we are. Okay, the USB to Visca, we are not providing. We consider that a commodity off-the-shelf item. I believe the ones that we use are
Yeah, the ones that we found that we like are any of them using the FTDI chipset. Main reason behind that is that with the FTDI chipset, say you're using a dedicated machine, like most of us would be for the streaming purposes, or control, you can actually go into your USB ports and assign a specific ID that the FTDI chipset will read, so that it is always COM1, it is always COM2, it is always COM3, no matter if you reboot. So it's a nice way to make a dedicated setup that you can rely on, even though it's a USB device being plugged in.
Yes, and just so you know, we do support TriCaster integration directly via that method. We also have a plugin for TriCaster that allows you to do IP control that does support the TriCaster presets. Those little preset windows at the bottom that you get a snapshot and you go. If you have our IP control software, it will support the those buttons as well.
Yeah, I got to compliment you guys. You've done such a great job with those integration videos that are on your website. If anyone's using Wirecast, vMix, an Epiphan, TriCaster, it's not just a video, it's series of videos. You can learn so much just by going to the PTZOptics website. So if you've got questions about how to make this work within a workflow, these guys have done a great job. Just compliments. Really good job, guys.
Gary, we really appreciate that. And one of the things on that note, actually, we're always looking for more videos to make. We're only aware of some of the stuff that's out there. If anybody wants to see additional things, we want you to contact us. We want to know what videos you want to see. We're looking for any excuse to get our hands on some fun toys here to make some more videos with. It's always a great thing when we get to hear from other people about what they're using and show them how it can work with our systems.
Yeah, and John, yes, we do have application videos all on our website. There's actually, basically the way we do our application videos is by market. So you can go to the markets category and go to broadcast, house of worship, corporate, all the different markets, and then you go into there and there's maybe 5 or 6 different wiring diagrams and application diagrams. Some of them have vMix in them, some of them have Wirecasts, some of them have TriCasters, some of them are just video conferencing systems. And then, of course, we have live streaming a video conference, which is our unique thing that we're doing today. Guys, it's almost 1 o'clock. Is there maybe one last question we can get to? We don't want to go over. David's got a hard stop at 3. But David, thank you so much for being here. You guys are great. Gary, you've done a great job.
Thanks for hosting this. This was really great. It was great to be on here with Broadfield too. Gary, you really promoted our stuff really well, so I appreciate that. Anytime you guys want to do something similar, we're always up for it. It'd be great.
Awesome, guys. I got to cut out at 3 o'clock. Also, I have a conference call to jump on.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. We'll call that a wrap.
Thank you, everyone.
Take care.
Bye, everybody.